Ashley here, and I am here for a fun little DIY. This DIY, I wanted to make a hanging planter out of something kind of fun, so I'm going to show you how to make a plant holder with a disco ball. So I'll show you how to make this into this. Stay tuned. Alright, so first things first is you need a disco ball, any size of your choosing, but just want to make sure it has a styrofoam center so that we can cut into it. Next is your plant, of course, any plant you would like, but I chose a viney one that will hang down. You need your gloves for gardening, and then it'll help us protect our hands with the mirrors when we're cutting them off. Butter knife to help cut off the little mirrors. And for planting purposes, I like to have some rocks or pebbles, some soil, of course, and perlite for that good drainage. Okay, so once we have our handy dandy gloves on, we will go ahead and grab our disco ball and our butter knife, and we will just go and chip away those little squares of mirror off the ball. And there's not really a wrong or right way to do this. I was just propping my little butter knife underneath and kind of wiggling it, and sometimes they would come off in multiples. This is going to be the longest and most tedious part of this DIY, but it'll be worth it in the long run. I'll probably also save all of the little scraps from the mirrors too, just in case I can use it on another DIY. So, yeah. As you would like, but once you get to as far as you would like to go, you're going to cut into the ball at a 45-degree angle with your butter knife. Get a good grip on the top and just go in, and it should go in pretty easily, and you'll just kind of move the butter knife all the way around to slice it open. I went a little bit above halfways. Wanted to keep a little bit less than half left. But it's really just your preference how much of the tiles you actually take off and how far you want to cut into it. There we go, we got the top off, and you have your open disco ball. So as far as planting purposes, I got a little bowl that fit in perfectly with this. I chose to put a bowl just in case there was ever issues whenever I wanted to water my plant. And so with any plant that I plant, I use pebbles or rocks on the bottom just so the water can drain properly. And then I will go on to making my soil and perlite mix. If you've never planted before, this is my typical potting mix. You can do whatever you want. This is just my preference. I do basically 3 parts soil and 1 part perlite. It's very humid where I live, so the plants retain a lot of moisture, so I like to use a decent amount of perlite so there's a lot of space for proper drainage and the plants aren't going to drown and die. So you mix that up really well. Mix, 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 mix. Add a little bit more because that perlite does us good up here in the Pacific Northwest. All right, potting mix is ready. So now it is time to fill up our disco ball with our soil. So we will just go ahead and scoop a little bit into the bottom. You don't want to fill it up too much because you want to be able to put your plant in and then pack it in around that. So we will be taking the plant out of the pot, and if you have never done this before, I will explain the way. Basically, you want to squish the outside of it to kind of compact the soil and the roots so that it kind of slips out easily. You never want to pull on the top of the plant. It could destroy it and rip things out, so then it just falls out easily, as so. And when you are repotting a plant, all the roots are, compact from being in this pot for so long. So you want to squeeze them, massage them, wake them up, say hello, it's time to grow. And I am kind of just really piecing this vine. I decided I kind of want to separate all the pieces like this. You can put it in all together as one, but I really wanted to give the roots a chance to kind of just start that regrowth and just be super happy. So yeah, I kind of took out the parts from each leaf and am gathering them together in my disco ball like so. And there's so many pretty leaves on this plant, so I really want to give it the ability to just regrow and rejuvenate and just say, hello, I'm awake. Okay. Okay, so now once we do have all of it together, I'm going to grab them with one hand, and then with my other hand, I will scoop up some soil and just kind of pack it around it so that it holds the plant in the middle of the pot, and just pack it all around so she's really supported, has those nutrients for those roots. Tuck it in on the sides. And I always make a huge mess when I'm planting, but that's the fun of gardening and planting and replanting your babies. Okay, so you want to pack it in pretty tightly just because it's our first time. And so now you can kind of just arrange the foliage. You don't want to force them to go in a direction that's going to break them, but, arrange it in a way that they fall kind of naturally. Especially with this type of plant, they are going to get tangled. And then just fill in any spots that, need more. And voila, there you go. You have your disco planter. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and thank you for watching.